We're going full Mike Tyson here. Oh, hell yeah. Sodaro, welcome.
Thanks so much for having me. Happy to be here. I love the shade that you're throwing already.
I am going to start you off with a quick fire round of 10 questions. So I'm going to start easy. What color is your toothbrush?
Ooh, it's rose gold, actually.
Are you a morning person or a night owl?
This is actually really sad, but I don't think that I'm either.
Star Wars or Star Trek?
Star Wars.
Finish the following sentence. When I dance, I look like...
A rock star.
Mic drop. Name one item on your bucket list.
I want to ride across, like, a country.
Glamping or camping?
Probably glamping. Basically, how I could sum it up is I would like to ride across the country and I would like to look pretty while doing it.
What is the most useless thing you own?
Probably this tree, actually, which we have named Philip the Ugly Tree. And I bought into this whole craze of turning my home into a terrarium. It was like $200 and my husband is so pissed because I think it's the ugliest tree and I want to return it.
I have one question. Which Philip in your life was the inspiration for the name giving?
I don't think that I should say that out loud.
If you could give yourself a compliment, what would it be?
I'm very driven.
If you were a piece of furniture or like a kitchen appliance or something, what would you be and why?
I would be an immersion blender. Really great at focusing in on a very specific task. It's sleek. It's like a nice, like beautiful stainless steel appliance, but it like has one job that it does very, very well.
What fashion trend, current or like in the last couple of years, do you just not get?
Actually, I'm like pretty risky with my fashion. Could I tell you what I do like?
Hell
instead?
Yeah.
Okay,
Bring it.
I'm really into the massive puffed sleeves. I have this dream that is only a dream at this stage of having my own clothing line, and everything will have massive puff sleeves.
Do you have a fashion item you could show off?
Do I have any puffy sleeves? I do have a shirt with puffy sleeves. So this has some nice sleeves, but honestly, this is too low key for me.
Like not enough puff or?
Not enough puff. My fashion line would be like twice as much puff.
You are aware that in terms of work clothes, you picked the worst possible job in the world.
Well, actually, I've been thinking a lot about this. You can't have the puffy sleeves when you're racing because you need to be aero. However, when you're training, you could have a little bit more style.
So you're kind of accustomed to winning.
I do really like to win. Yeah.
Looks very relaxed.
I just wanted to make sure that everyone could see the sleeves.
The perfect arms. It's perfect. Where was I? Oh, the podium. Do you have one of those contracts where you need to wear sponsor clothes on the podium and not like dress up and that kind of thing?
I think it's a nice gesture to represent the people that support you when you have your moment in the sun.
This brings me to a quickfire question that was not on my quickfire list.
Okay.
It's a very personal topic. Wearing base caps, flat caps in interviews, press conferences, and on award podiums, yes or no?
Yes. Yes.
You have to say that because it's somewhere in your contract. Your face says no.
You have to get the angle. You have to get the angle right.
Wait, so where's home for you?
I live in Marin County in Mill Valley, just north of the Golden Gate Bridge. It's horrible here.
I'm coming to visit, by the way. I know I've just invited myself, but I'm planning guess what? Crossing a country with my bicycle. And it's going to be the US when I'm out of here.
Awesome.
Sorry.
You have a place to stay here in Mill Valley. We have a guest bedroom. We'll hook you up with the tacos and breakfast burritos.
Explain to me, you have a running background and triathletes around the world do not understand how you can get into the sport of triathlon at 27 and find love for swimming. What's your secret?
That's so funny. So I actually did a little bit of swimming when I was a kid. I did summer swim league, but I wasn't very good and I didn't really like it and I wasn't very competitive, but I at least had a little bit of background. So when I did get into a structured swim program, I had some body awareness in the water. So I think that helped with not being a totally new swimmer. But also really enjoy the process of getting better at something. You get to a certain level at something to make like any sort of substantial gain. It's like an incredible amount of work and effort, and the conditions of the race have to be perfect. Everything has to come together. But in my swim training, I can see improvements from week to week, and that's a really fun thing and a fun challenge.
So being a fast runner and being good at it, do you remember what was going through your head the very first time in a triathlon you came off the bike and had to do the run?
Maybe like a couple of expletives in my head, because you know you have that like tightness in your adductors and your quads, and my first triathlon was a sprint, and I couldn't wrap my head around how I was actually gonna, like, get my legs under me and get moving to actually race.
I'm glad to hear you're human. That's how us normal people feel when we get off the bike and run in a triathlon every single time.
Yeah,
when I say us normal people, that brings me to one of the questions I have for you, because you are a 3-time All-American. You've won an ITU World Cup. You've won 70.3 races. You entered triathlon at the age of 27. You call yourself driven, and you have a rose gold toothbrush, which I didn't even know that it exists. Are you perfect, is my question.
I am 100% not perfect, and if you would like to verify that, you could call my husband and my coach, my training partners, and anyone in my family, and I'm sure that they will pass along the message that I have a lot of AFDs.
But actually, I want something explained, because, you know, as a European, we always look at the US. And one of the things that always comes up is an All-American. And it sounds great, and everybody knows it's amazing. But what is it? How do you become an All-American?
In cross country, it's the top like 30 schools that go to race the cross country national championships. And you have to finish in the top 40. And so you're basically like the top 40 distance runner in the whole country.
So does that come with like proper bragging rights or something?
It's definitely bragging rights. Like, I'm an All-American in cross country, and my husband is not.
So how is that? Is it like, if you're from a small town and you're All-Americans, like, do you not pay for your coffee at the local cafe anymore?
I still have to pay for coffee in my hometown, actually.
Really?
But there are lots of good athletes that have come from my hometown, so I think they're kind of like, meh. Like Dave Scott's from my hometown.
When you say when you win something really big, or when you win Kona or something like that, what's on the bucket list?
Definitely Kona. This year, I was really excited about the Collins Cup. That was like a big focus for me, and I think it probably will be when we're able to do it again. I realized more and more that I love the head-to-head battles, and that's one of the things that I love about triathlon is I just like, you don't have to worry about time. You just like go head-to-head and you get to like grind it out to beat someone. That's really fun.
I'm starting to get more and more of an understanding of why you looked so angry on that time trial picture that I found earlier. There's a certain competitiveness in you.
Yeah, actually, when I was in first grade, so 6 years old, during my parents' parent-teacher conference with my kindergarten teacher, she told my parents that I was very type A and very hard on myself as a 6-year-old, apparently. So I think this may just be one of those nature sort of deals.
That leaves me with only 2 more very simple to answer questions before we're done. The first one is, which team is going to win the Collins Cup?
USA, baby.
I'm still feeling super confident as a German. And my final question is, what's going to happen first? Is Philip going to die first, or are you going to win Kona first?
I think that I'm going to win Kona first.
I want to see Philip when we catch up after you becoming long distance world champion and taking the Collins Cup.